How's it going everyone, SHARKBELK here and welcome to today's video where we're going to be taking a little look at a spot somebody recommended I come check out from Discord that turned out to be a pretty nice place to visit. Should any of your usual spots currently be taken at any time, that is. So the spawn we're covering today, guys, is known as the Feyrist Dark Cave, which sadly means you will be required to have at least gotten access to Feyrist before being able to come here and hunt. By having completed the Troubled Animals side quest and the Threat and Dreams questline, you're awarded the ability to venture to the land of the Fae, known as Feyrist. Luckily though, down in the description below I've linked a guide for said quest should any of you guys need pointing in the right direction to get it finished as quickly as possible. And with that all covered, guys, let's get right into today's video. So, after finishing the quest mentioned earlier and having now gained access to Feyrist, next I'll show you just how to get there. Right, so what you first need to do is make your way to any one of the elemental shrines found within all major cities across Tibia. Be sure to bring along with you a small emerald before doing so also, as that's what's paid in exchange when making the journey. Simply head through the earth portal, and once on the other side, use the small emerald on the shrine itself and you'll be transported to Feyrist. From there, it's just a few steps to the right until you find the entrance to the cave and begin your descent all the way down to -2. And now that we're finally in the right place, we can now begin talking about the place itself. So, whilst hunting here, you will find that this cave is inhabited by a dark version of the Fae that inhabit the surface above, and though the ones on the surface will eventually also turn evil during the night cycle in the game, the Fae found in this cave, however, no matter what time of day it is in game, afternoon or night will always be the dark versions of themselves. Now when it comes to making your way around down here, as the tunnels can become very narrow at times, you must pay close attention when attempting to get by a pull, so not to get yourself caught between a rock and a hard place and become full boxed by the creatures, as they're able to pack quite a punch in large groups. If however you do find yourself in this sort of similar predicament, this would be a great time to pop your UE and blow them away, freeing yourself in the process, so to avoid any unnecessary one-way trips straight to temple. Each creature here also annoyingly has the ability to make your character drunk at any given time, which will make things severely irritating when trying to move around, so be sure to pack a few dwarven rings with you when coming here to negate those attacks from causing you any nuisance. A great suggestion I have for you all during your first hunt here would be to swap out the light healing spell from your main hotkey for intense healing instead, to help ensure that no matter what, after every heal, you'll always be putting yourself straight back to full health. As like I said before, these holes are very narrow, meaning you'll no doubt be getting slapped about by these guys whilst making your way around the cave, so be careful. And as for what element to prioritise when looking to bring supplies here, ideally GFBs will be your best bet, while having an energy strike spell equipped for any stragglers that may elude your fireballs, as both the Twisted Pukas and Dark Thorns are both weak to this element, while the Boogie is at least neutral to it, so at least there's that. Now when it comes to what gear you should be looking to wear while in this spawn, because I've recommended this spot for mages over level 150, I chose to limit myself to only using gear found within that level range and came up with a set that looks like this. Definitely try to focus as much physical resistance as possible for those melee hits, while at the same time leave a little room spare to reduce the ranged earth damage that they're able to inflict on you, and you'll be just fine, I promise. And as for just how many supplies you should be looking to bring when coming here yourself, during my half an hour hunts here I would use around 150 great manas on myself and about 600 GFBs, oh and of course half an hour's use of a dwarven ring also. Moving on to the loot side of things in this spawn, you will mostly be profiting by picking up the drops of wooden spellbooks, terra amulets and wood capes when here. Also as a side note, this spawn is a great spot to loot some fairy wings in too, that can be used for the featherweight imbuement or simply sold on the market board instead to other players. And finally, let's talk numbers. So, after completing 3 half-an-hour hunts at the spawn, I would manage to make on average close to 1.5kk EXP an hour here with green stamina. And given how this spawn is always free, it makes for a great alternative to hit up when around this level range, should the likes of Gloof Bandits or somewhere like that be taken. But now for the second part of our spawn review, the loot, where sadly this place is a mighty stone's throw away from ever being considered anywhere near as good for loot as Gloof Bandits is. This spawn however doesn't require a 5-hour time investment before gaining access to at least, but yeah, it still isn't great here. But now a little something to lighten the mood for those of you interested in the bestiary. You'll see that in just 30 minutes we would manage to get roughly 250 kills for both the Twisted Pukas and Dark Fawns here, and with that said, to unlock those creatures you're looking at spending roughly only 2 hours here for a total of 50 charm points. Which you could always stay a further 3 more hours to finish off the boogies here also, bumping up the amount of charms unlocked in this spawn to 75 points over 5 hours instead. I would however suggest going to the surface at this point and finishing them off there, as by doing so you'll make a good start at unlocking the surface creatures that only spawn for 30 minutes during the day cycling game there to better make use of your time, but of course the choice is up to you. And that was pretty much the Feyrist Dark Cave in a nutshell for you guys. All in all, I really enjoyed my time here and I'm looking forward to wandering around here drunk again sometime. Anyway, if you guys have any suggestions on any other spawns you'd like to see me cover in the near future, please be sure to leave them in the comments below. Also, if after watching this video you fancy giving this spawn a try for yourself, please do come back and leave a comment with how things went for you, as I would love to know about how much you guys can manage to get out of this place. And with that, boys and girls, I'll be back with another video real soon, but until then, take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.